characters Bella Fiore and Rene Hermes surrendered to love at first sight. For no clear reason, Rene was captivated by one of the girls. He could not stop looking at her. Her hair was long and curly with an auburn tinge. He had never seen anyone move their bodies in so graceful a manner. The object of his attention was Bella Fiore. Her playful blue eyes sparkled, the deep glow of her skin and her smile, that serene and gentle smile that lay lightly on her full, soft lips. He loved the way her shoulders moved, the concentration she showed as she repeated the steps in a circle around each new girl, her swirling skirt that swayed back and forth, and the way her bare feet stepped lightly on the path and the grass entranced Rene and left him breathless. He stepped closer to the dancing maidens and waited for this beautiful girl to come into his sight again. When the girls completed the first circle and the first course of ribbons were woven on into the delicate sheath at the head of the erect pole, Bella passed by Rene, who stationed himself so she could not miss him. She could not help looking into his eyes. In that timeless instant, she too became transfixed by the handsome young man who looked at her with such a sincere and inviting smile. She involuntarily followed Rene with her gaze, turning her head away from the dance as she passed, and almost lost the rhythm of her steps as she barely avoided running into the next girl she was to circle. Each waited with impatience for the other to be within sight. Bella's heart raced. She was swept up in a transcendental moment as she joined with the blue sky, the white clouds, the shimmering sun, and the gentle breeze that rippled the grass. For a few expanding seconds she lost herself in the vastness of eternity, found herself again, and understood her place in that vastness as she returned to the here and now and sensed her future would not be lived without the young man who somehow filled her soul, and she opened her heart to this magic possibility. Rene followed Bella's every graceful movement as she disappeared and reappeared, hid away and then released into his sight as she passed around the other girls. And even though he knew she would come into view, he still was anxious to see her again. The dance became an agony for both of them as the ribbon slowly wrapped tighter against the surface of the shaft. Each time she passed, both could feel their auras join and be pulled apart until finally the pole was snugly encased in the ribbon's silky membrane. When the dance ended, Bella left her dance mates as if walking out of a cloud and went straight to Rene, who was already headed toward her. With each step they took, the world around them faded into a mist of indefinable shapes and watery colors. The sky, the clouds, and the breeze, the people all disappeared. Neither could see beyond the other. Theirs was a world of him being the sun, and she being the moon, the Alpha and the Omega. Without a word they embraced, and their fates were sealed forever.